Alright, a very good day to you folks here on SpeedGaming 4. Welcome to the Metroid Prime Randomizer weekly race. We got a good one for you today, folks. It is even settings today, and on stream we have Inner Slice and Gunner. I'm Captain MD, and today I'm joined by the Ginger Chris. How you doing today?
Not too bad. Yourself?
I am fantastic. Even settings are always one of my favorites. I love random elevators in Prime 1 Rando. So what are you looking to see today from our runners as we get kicking off in a moment?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. Like, obviously, with even elevators, hopefully we get some kind of blessed elevator connections and nothing too cursed on that side of things. But as chat most commonly prefer is the cursed item placements. So we'll see how things go in that sense.
Indeed.
So I know as a runner of this game, one of the things I hate the most is getting your go mode and finding out your elevator connections back to Talon are the complete opposite side of the world.
Oh yeah. We've had a few weekly cases of that, especially over the last 2 months.
And I can see some people already asking for Flagra and Thardus.
I think we did have a artifact or a required item. I think it was Space Jump in Ruined Fountain one day.
Nice.
That was a disgusting location for Space Jump.
Yeah, that is, because you're hard required to actually do Flagra that way, unless you want to do some nonsensical non-space jump techniques.
Yeah, I'm already bad enough with nonsensical NSJ and Echoes. Yeah, we had a great weekly yesterday for Echoes, Rando, where we started landing site for our even weekly settings, but so our first progression is a GFMC, and it was main power bomb, so we had to go back and get Seekers, and Violet Translator wasn't in Great Temple, so it was like, okay, this is awkward.
Oh, okay. So you're forced to save quit out, I guess.
Not forced to save quit out, but you just, if you went to Great Temple, you would soft lock, but you could warp out if you saved ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
But our runners are off in the race time room, so they will catch up on stream in just a few seconds. I'm gonna bet the first elevator is, I'm gonna guess Chozo Ball.
Ooh, going for the Sun Tower one instead of main plaza, I think. I'll stick with the main plaza one. It's the usual.
It is a ruined start, and our starting items today are Morph Ball and bombs. Did that say?
I believe so.
And I couldn't even tell where that vault elevator led to. And it does start from vault
station.
And we do start with Morph Ball and bombs today.
So I think the Sun Tower one was a workstation elevator. I'm just not sure which of the two workstation ones it was.
And we get an artifact early in vault, and that's already available to us.
A nice wee quick one.
So it could be anything on Vault Ledge right now. It could be missiles, it could be a suit. Chat's saying they think the workstation elevator was to the debris one, so the second one.
Right, yeah, so they'll need a power bomb to get through there with Ice Beam. It's most likely going to be a set of missiles on this ledge, I think.
Ooh.
Okay.
Power bomb. And the half pipe we have looked like a missile tank. No idea about grapple ledge.
I think I saw something. I don't want to confirm what it was. Because, like, it looked like Space Jump. Granted, the quality in the restream is obviously a little...
That's Spider Ball. Ooh, so it's a Morph Ball start today. All the ball upgrades here. We've got Power Bomb, Spider Ball, Bombs. We're just looking for Boost Ball, and we've got a full ball set.
If we see Boost Ball anytime soon along with Wave, then it looks like Tower of Light might actually have something for once.
Ooh, that would be interesting. Although I remember it having Vanilla Wave Buster last weekly we restreamed, which was 2 weeks ago. Well, plenty of missiles to go around now.
getting ourselves nice and loaded.
Yeah, runners are going to go to Hive Totem, get a pair of items over there.
And then probably look back around to main plaza and go in and check to see what's at Vanilla Morph.
Is that actually? Oh, it was a power bomb. Ooh,
An
X-ray. Ooh, you know, with X-ray in tow, I would start beginning to suspect Root Cave, because that only needs Space Jump now.
Yeah.
And Grapple Beam.
And if my eyes were correct on the Space Jump at the Grapple Ledge, then we should be seeing Grapple Beam sometime soon.
Ooh, yeah, that's a forced Grapple Beam then, because, yeah. Not often we see that, honestly. So let's see how our runners decide to go about this next, if they choose to go to Shrine or to the Plaza Elevator.
Well, they've got 2 checks at Shrine, so they should really be taking that before kind of clearing out, unless they want to come back into the full room itself. But I know at least I would have gone for go straight into Shrine.
Looks like that's what Inner Slice is doing. And what is that in Shrine? Missiles? Oh, boost ball. Okay,
Good.
all ball up. You've heard of
There
all
we go.
beams. You've heard of all beams before Flagra. This is all ball upgrades before Flagra.
Second artifact as well.
I don't like this. This is too easy. Because it puts this into logic. It almost puts Tower of Light into play. It would be hilarious if this was Wave Beam.
I'm hoping it is.
Ooh,
Nah, just waiting
supers.
for it. Oh no, it's supers, yeah.
Supers with X-ray. Tree anybody?
So I don't think, even if we see Ice Beam anytime soon, then the workstation is not going to be a go, because you, I believe on these settings, technically need Space Jump to travel through workstation.
I think you can bomb
Because the
just
point
to
of
get
no
out.
return. I don't think the bombs, though, the bomb jumping is in logic, though. I
Great
think.
Tree lower. Alright, so the main plaza elevator leads to Great Tree lower, so to Frigate, basically. I can't see what's in the tree from Gunnard's side. Inner Slice isn't even checking it yet, or is checking it from up top.
Nah, he's just going to go for it, I think. That's
It's an
the
E-Tank. Certainly not going to say no to those this early in the race. Okay.
So it looks like we're heading into the middle of Chozo now. See
Yeah,
what
there's a
can
lot we
grab.
can do. There's a lot we can do here. We can check Zoid, we can check Watery Hall, we can check both Dynamo checks. How often do you get to say that? Looks like missiles in Rune Fountain, not Space Jump like it was a few weeks ago. Looks like for now both runners following in each other's Space Jump bootsteps. Wait, they don't have Space Jump yet. I can't use that joke. Ooh. Oh, I thought Gunnar was going up for a second, but no, just taking a leisurely stroll around.
We're going to find out what's sitting in wait at Watery Hall.
Is it me or does Inner Slice's audio seem a wee bit desynced to you?
Yes, it is actually, now that you say that.
And that looks like an energy tank in Vanilla
Yeah.
Charge Beam.
So at least we can check all of Dynamo and we don't have to come back here a little later on without our Spider Ball. At least we've
Yeah.
got that this time round.
I think we've all seen too many races at this point where that second dynamo check is weighed way too heavily, especially when it's got plasma beam in it.
Oh. That heats things up a little bit. Flamethrower on top.
Followed by flamethrower. the ultimate hot area care package.
Wow. Well, chat, we're validated now. I think that makes a lot of people very happy.
It certainly gives me a smile, that's for sure.
Oh, wave beam hidden here. Now, I think Slice is going for a really awkward slope jump NSJ for this.
Yeah, I don't think this is non-logic in these settings until you get space jump, right?
Yes, this is far out of logic. So we're expected to go find space jump. And it even might be possible that this might not even be on logic with space jump. I can never remember the settings for this one, or the requirements for this.
Well, unfortunately, Inner Slice is having some trouble here, so he's going to have to bail out for now. Gunner's going into this with less HP as well, so Gunner has less tries. Ooh, Inner Slice just got a Shriek Bat to the visor.
Yep, getting a little bopped. Probably going to the save station, yep.
Yeah, and that's with 2 energy tanks too, so yeah, tricks are hard, folks. Now what is up top here in Gathering Hall? Making sure to not mix it up with Training Chamber, because I do that both for this and Prime 2.
Now, if we see a space jump anytime soon, it'll be easy enough getting that wave beam. If we see gravity, then we can go back and do a double bomb jump and get it quite neatly.
So a couple of options on the table. We just need to find them first.
Yeah.
Ooh, looks like Gunner missed the double bomb jump and fell down.
And our slide's heading into Zoid. Let's see what the flamethrower's hiding from us today.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if Flamethrower did extra damage or was a one-shot kill?
It does amuse me that it is impervious to the plasma beam. It's the
Really?
only beam I believe that Zoid does not take damage from. It just reflects it.
Fascinating. Alright, missiles behind Zoid.
So Zoid so far is just looking like a time sink. Doesn't look like a friendly Zoid for an outset is taking quite a amount of time.
Yeah, Zoid is just entirely random when he wants to pop his head out, and could just end up losing you 30 seconds for no good reason. And down below we get space
There's
jump.
a space jump.
All right,
So
Tower.
I would expect Interslice to clear out the puzzle here, and then head for his wave beam.
Tower of Light, anybody?
Fingers crossed it has something for once.
And not Vanilla Wave Beam. Oh, Gunner's getting pinned by Zoid. Yeah, Zoid can pin you there, and that hurts.
I had that happen to me recently in just a kind of casual seed I was doing. Got stuck between the flamethrower and a wasp, and died horribly.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that during this fight you're getting pestered constantly by bees. Alright, Gunner going to be rewarded with his space jump, and probably going to continue following suit here. Not a lot of room for divergence here as we kick things off, although with Wave Beam, a couple of options get put on the table. Farchozo, Flagra, if you really want to. We have Ghost access, too, with Supers and Spider. And the craziest thing is we have 2 artifacts, and we haven't even been to Talon yet.
Yeah, we've still not seen a Talon elevator yet, outside of the lower Great Tree Hall, but that's locked by ice.
Yeah, it's locked by ice, and then after that, you got to go all the way through Frigate if you want to get back to landing site. Or we have Boost Ball actually, so we can do bar skip after we get Ice Beam.
Yeah. And I don't expect anybody to be doing reverse Frigate without Gravity Suit. It is not exactly the easiest thing to accomplish.
Alright, Inner Slice going to pick up that Wave Beam. Probably going to gun it for Tower of Light real quick just to get that out of the way. This is a pretty stacked Chozo. I mean, the left half the hand, half the tracker is almost full already. Although I'm being told that by chat that bar skip's not in launcher because of the whole point of no return shenanigans, so...
Yeah, it's something we recently discovered that I still can't really explain it properly, but whenever you lower the bars with Boost Ball, once you're on the other side, the game doesn't recognise that that's where you've logically came from. So it counts it weird as a point of no return, even if you've got Boost Ball.
Interesting.
So that's something we recently discovered with some shenanigans seeds that we've been playing around with.
Oh! Grapple Ledge had Gravity Suit.
Ah.
Reverse Frigate, anybody?
Hopefully Tower of Light has our Ice Beam, and if it is, then we're off to get our hints. Oh, and our Slice forgetting he picked up the supers from there.
Yeah, this is a stacked Chozo. Not one of the most stacked I've ever seen, but it's definitely up there.
Oh, the restream just froze for me a little bit.
Yeah, I had that too. Looks like Inner Slice picked up missiles out of Tower Chamber.
Yep.
And with Plasma Beam already picked up, if Ice Beam shows up, you're gonna have to start thinking about Phazon Suit, and the more we get before Phazon Suit, the more locations it could be hiding in, and that's never a good thing.
Just Tower of Missiles to date.
Bummer. So yeah, the only thing, a lot can be done in Talon, I think, once we get to the landing side. We really just need Grapple Beam, technically, for Root Cave and Arbor Chamber in logic, but these runners could do it no problem.
Yeah. It's kind of an awkward situation with if it is... Yeah, the only option we've really got here until we find Ice Beam, considering both of our available elevators are Ice Beam locked, is going back into the kind of far end of Chozo here. So hopefully we either get a kind of Talon elevator. I suppose the only elevator we've got access to would be the safe station one at
Reflecting Pool? Yeah.
Reflecting Pool.
But it looks like... Oh, Inner Slice just took what I assume was a very unintentional lava bath there.
Yeah, and our Slice is going for... This one's looking a little... sketchy.
That was pretty dicey. Training Chamber has a missile tank.
I suppose he can just go out through the grapple ledge side. Doesn't have to dash back through.
Inner Slice might actually be trying to get, like, health or something off these ghosts. Because I'm pretty sure Inner Slice didn't check the wall.
He didn't check the wall. I wasn't paying attention to whether he had a power bomb to do so.
He did have bombs, but I think the health was just cutting it too close.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a red drop. Alright, so Inner Slice is going to try again.
Yeah, he's going back for it.
Sounds like something important. Oh, Powerbomb tank.
Ah, and he takes a death.
Oh my. That's gonna set him back a few minutes.
Sets him back before getting space jump, I believe.
Yeah, that's... Oh yeah, definitely before Gravity Suit.
Yeah, so Inner Slice is going to have to trek all the way back to Zoid, grab his space jump, grab his wave beam. At least he knows what a good chunk of the kind of the early Chozo is now. He might go get his gravity suit, or he might leave that for a further rotation of Chozo.
I don't
and
know
just
if
head
that's...
into deep.
I don't know if that's a good idea, considering Talon's probably the next elevator we'll encounter. We see missiles in lower furnace from Gunner. Looks like a missile in upper furnace. No need to worry about that.
I'll have to check Crossway and see what we get there.
And after that, I think it's just proceeding through Hall of the Elders to see if what the elevator is. That is a beam. That's ice.
That is ice.
Okay, never mind. We can full clear Hall of the Elders.
Yep, and we now have an abundance of elevators open to us.
Yeah, that puts Workstation Elevator into play, although it only lets you get to the other elevator, really, without Variosuit.
We get a check in between, at least.
That is true.
And we do have plasma processing accessible.
Oh, is plasma processing accessible without Variosuit?
Yeah, it's only when you get to Twin Fires that the heat kicks in.
Ah, okay.
It does mean that we can go to Great Tree Hall now, and we can do a full clear of Life Grove and travel through Frigate to get our hints. So that might be what we see.
I know we had all ball upgrades before Flagra, but now this is all beams before Flagra and hints. This is looking like a what I like to call a Cetus Frius here.
Yep. The only thing that can set us back is the kind of common thing, which is Phazon suit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves a good Phazon suit Easter hunt. Or egg hunt.
Oh yeah. It's just like hunting red keys in Echoes. Alright, down in Hall of the Elders, we've got missiles. This hasn't been a particularly energy-based seed so far. We've only seen 2 tanks.
Yeah. This is Inner Slice will go back and get his wave beam, and then it's from there we'll get to see what his mindset is, whether he wants to go grab his gravity suit or if he's just going to start pushing in.
Admittedly, I raised an eyebrow for a split second seeing Gunner open the wave beam path before the plasma path, and then I realized, wait, the statue moves with the plasma path, so you can't use the wave slot. So yeah, makes perfect sense.
Rather than having to do a kind of awkward triple bomb jump shenanigans thing.
Triple bomb jump. Yeah, triple bomb jump, infinite bomb jump. Take your pick. Either one's not too friendly.
Yep.
Plus, ghosts are easy now with X-ray and supers.
Time to see what Elder Chamber's got.
And Inner Slice did, in fact, go straight back for Gravity Suit. And just missiles in Elder Chamber, so it seems Farchozo is pretty dry.
Considering how stacked it was to begin with, I think that's a kind of a fair spread.
Well, there's a couple... Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
It's time to see what Anti-Chamber has and see if that kind of just rounds off our Chozo checks outside of Flagra.
Well, just missiles there, so let's see... Oh. Or not. I was going to say, let's see what that elevator takes us, but it looks like Gunner's going the other way first. And this elevator takes us to Lava Lake.
Can't be doing anything much with that until we get Varia.
Unfortunately. We'd like to welcome you folks joining us from SpeedGaming 5. You are joining us in the middle of the Metroid Prime Randomizer weekly race. Ooh, Quarantine Cave. And we've got a very interesting start here. A lot of good items, but not really any good workable elevators to get to Talon.
So it looks like Gunner's going into Fendrana. We're pretty much well equipped to do a good chunk of this.
Yeah, gravity suit, space jump, all beams, all ball upgrades. Yeah, safe bet there's something good here. That would be an energy tank. We definitely don't want to say no to that at this point.
And Gunner, I think, was a little hesitant on whether they wanted to do labs or go straight into Far Fendrana here.
Fivendrana sounds like a really good idea with this equipment. The only minor downer is grapple beam, but you can get around that. Inner Slice sees that nice beam.
And Gunner climbing one of the worst rooms in this game.
And here I thought the worst room in the game was Super Metroid.
So nothing in storage cave. Gonna check security cave now. And just missiles in both.
We're really finding absolutely nothing but missiles. Not even a lot of energy tanks, just missiles. Granted, there's an extra 6 because of the lack of nothings and the fact that we have Morph Ball and Bombs already. Or we started with Morph Ball and Bombs, I should say.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a dry spell so far, so let's hope Gravity Chamber kind of hydrates us a little.
I'm glad everybody else in the chat agrees that Super Metroid does have the worst room in the game. That looked like a missile up top in Gravity Chamber. And down below is whatever it is. Gunner is not getting it, so probably another missile. So now the question is Gunner just going to go all the way around to through labs to shorelines? Probably all the way around to shorelines. Plenty of items, another elevator. You can check just about everything. You can check everything.
Yeah. He might, as he's coming out of labs, decide to do a full clear of Fendrana and get rid of Thardus just as a precaution. Because that is one of those checks you don't want to have to come back for later. But we'll see.
Yeah. Thankfully, Thardus is in a okay spot today because of an elevator and reflecting pool leading straight to him. Although the only other elevator there is on the corner of Magmore at Lava Lake, so maybe not so much. Kind of 50-50.
Yeah, having quarantine monitor kind of sandwiched between Lava Lake and the far end of Chozo is a little bit of a nuisance.
Looks like Research Corps only had a missile, so no need to turn out the lights in this place. I mean, the pirates, they strangely dislike theft, but they certainly don't like to pay their electric bills either. Alright, Research Lab A, there are a pair of items here. One of them looks like a missile, the other one looks like a missile. What is with all these missiles? Do we have a name for that Metroid that Gunnar just passed, by the way?
Not off the top of my head. It's usually just the pirates that get named, for the most part. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, because I know the cutscene's been removed for that. For that Metroid, thankfully. Yeah, I know the pirate we call Edward, but I'm not sure what we call the Metroid.
There we go, Gunnar getting the control tower shot.
Chat's saying they think he's named George.
I can see him being a George, yeah.
Alright, what's in the Fallen Tower today? Just missiles. Come on, Fendrana, give us something good. Alright, now Gunnar's gonna try and be careful here to avoid a fight trigger. Succeeds. Yeah, there's a fight trigger back there. Slightly past the door. If you skate around it, you can skip a pirate fight involving flying pirates.
I got Slice's following suit here, going into the quarantine monitor as well. Let's see if Slice will try to fight the what?
What was that? Yeah, it sounded like you were mumbling a little bit.
No, apologies. No, just Slice coming into quarantine monitor as well.
Okay. But, fun fact about that trigger is that it is actually removed, that same trick, I should say, can be used in Trilogy. That is one of the things they did not change. What did they not change? They didn't change the fight trigger for the two towers. The two towers battle. Nor did they increase the height of the force field, so you can still missile the tower without plasma beam.
Just a set of missiles in the Cordite Tube and Hydra. So again, still nothing so far in Fendrana.
I'm pretty sure the entirety of labs had missile tanks. In fact, I'm absolutely positive the entirety of labs had missile tanks. Not even an energy tank, just missile tanks.
So far, all of Fendrana's just been missile tanks, bar the 1E tank that we saw at the transport tunnel.
True. Chat getting the Lord of the Rings reference out of the two towers. I wonder if that was intentional. Because was the second Lord of the Rings movie out by the time this game came out? I think it was.
Yeah, another missile.
This is one of the most boring Fendranas I've ever seen.
And the thing is, we're fully equipped to check everything here, so I'm hoping we at least get something. Please, game.
No, clearly not Nice Ruins West. Oh, Two Towers released December 2002, so that's like a month after Prime, because Prime came out in 2002 as well, right? Yeah. Alright, what is in the canyon today? Usually the canyon always has something good. It has Ice Spreader.
Yeah.
They won't say no to that. Convenient exo accelerator.
I'm not too sure if that counts as something decent, though, for considering the rest of Fendrana so far.
I mean, it is still a missile-related upgrade, so... But yeah, Gunnar almost stumbling a little there through the canyon, but manages to make a nice recovery there. But now we've got a couple more checks. Ice Ruins East, we've got 2 checks in Shorelines, we've got Chozo Ice Temple, we got 6, that's a grand total of 6 items.
I couldn't see what was on the lighthouse there at Fendrana Shorelines.
I admittedly was looking kinda elsewhere. Alright, 2 checks in Ice Ruins West, or East rather. First is missiles. Gunnar's got 80 missiles, and I'm pretty sure 50 of them came from Fendrana. Correction, 55 of them came from Fendrana.
So chat, I hope you really like missiles, considering that's all we're getting.
This is actually kind of ridiculous. I don't think I have seen a more barren Fendrana ever. How much do you want to bet the game was just expecting you to go to frigate and just, you know...
60 missiles?
Get all your stuff. And the chat's saying it was missiles in the lighthouse too, so apparently there is nothing but missiles and an energy tank in Fendrana.
Now, this is where I would get immediately suspicious that Thardus is the only thing holding something.
I think I'd be the exact opposite of you, in that I would just try and avoid the rest of Fendrana like the plague and just get out.
I would feel so guilty though, like... You would get to that kind of stage where it's just missile, 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 and if you leave that one check, you would just feel absolutely robbed if that was the one thing you needed.
True, and rando will rando. It has happened more times than I can count, for sure.
Gearing up for a Wavebuster Flagra Seed. Oof.
Oh, I would love to see that. You need a lot of missiles, though, to do that, right?
It's like 230, 240 missiles, I think.
Oh, so you basically need you need almost every missile tank.
Yep.
Sheesh. Well, right now, Gunnar's next pit stop is going to be to Chapel of the Elders, see if anything's back here.
Mama Sheegoth is just missiles as well.
Welcome to the Talon 4 Missile Tank Emporium.
Yep, so every check in Fendrana, bar one, outside of Quarantine Monitor and Cave, has been a missile.
That is disgusting.
That I don't think I've seen in the 8 months I've been running Rando.
Yeah,
that is actually horrible.
Yeah, but at least we're finally out of it, and we're going to see, hopefully, something new in this elevator, which takes us to...
I would expect, like, Talon Canyon. Oh,
Quarry. Okay. I mean, we can go through it, but that's not very nice.
We are definitely not seeing Talon anytime soon now.
No, we probably have to go to PPC just to get to Talon at this point. Alright, Gunnar's going to take a quick safety save here, and good call given the lower health scenario of this seed.
I'm curious to know how the players will feel, or do feel, at the end of this Fendrana missile collection tour.
That is, of course, assuming we get more stuff in the rest of mines, too. Because, did we see what was in Quarry?
I didn't catch it. I'm not sure if Gunnar actually went up to check.
I didn't see it for sure. And we're still not done finding missiles. Now, what is in Storage Depot A? A suit.
I think that was Varia.
I didn't get a good
Can't
look at the
tell.
coloring, but it was definitely a suit.
Yep.
Okay, so now the question is, which suit is it? If it's Phazon, you know, does that give you more questions than answers, or are you just happy to see that regardless?
I think it's just a kind of case of being happy to see it, because at least you don't need to go chasing it later on.
True enough.
It just puts your mind at ease, not having to search the entirety of the world for it.
Or whatever. Well, interestingly, Gunnar's not getting it yet. Might be thinking about getting on the way out.
Which kind of surprises me, because we can continue through Elite Research with everything we've got. So I don't know why you wouldn't have just grabbed it there and then.
Might just turn around after Elite Research. Alright. The Elite Pirate was holding on to a missile.
Yeah, so if he's leaving the suit, I think he's probably going to go back to main quarry. I would probably expect Gunnar to maybe go up to Security Depot B, is it? Storage Depot B?
Storage Depot B, yeah.
Once he's cleared this out.
Gunnar very politely asking the Wave Pirates to get out of the way. Even waving her arm cannon as a gesture. And then yeeting a super missile into Calvin. Alright, inside the rock we have...
I didn't catch that with the explosion, but it doesn't seem worthwhile.
Probably was another missile. And yeah, now Gunnar's going back for the suit.
Yeah, as chat was pointing out, because of the lack of grapple beam, I think Gunnar's going for the option of climbing or processing from the top side, rather than having to do the awkward jumps up from the base.
Fair play. Very fair play. Alright, now what suit is in Vanilla Flamethrower today? It is... Phazon.
We like to see that.
I think that generates more questions than answers, if assuming Varia is required.
Well, considering we've been through all of Fendrana, I haven't seen an artifact since the first two very quick ones. I probably would hazard that Varia is going to be required for at least an artifact.
I would hope so, because, yeah, exactly. There's way too few checks left now that we've cleared basically 2 full areas of the game. 2.5 if you count up our mines. Well, Inner Slice has made it to main quarry, and it's a missile. Gunnar electing to take another safety save in light of, again, the minimal energy tank scenario.
At least we've got a little bit extra damage reduction with the two suits now.
Very true, 20%.
So make them feel a little more comfortable.
Nice little high five between the two runners for now.
And our slice is slowly kind of catching up bit by bit.
Yeah, and as you predicted, Gunnar is going to go for ore processing from this side.
It just saves them having to do an awkward kind of L jump or R jump for the light on the top of ore processing.
Certainly. And unfortunately, screw attack wouldn't be a thing until Prime 2, so...
Just more missiles.
You know, with how many missile tanks we've seen, I'm surprised none of them have been shiny. You would think that the seed had the opportunity, literally staring it in the face.
When was the last time a shiny missile was on stream, do you know?
I don't think it was during a weekly, for sure. I know it popped up a couple of times in the tournament. One of them specifically I remember being in Main Quarry.
No control access, and just more missiles.
This is getting kind of ridiculous.
Now, the concern that I would have at this point is that having not been for my artifacts and not wanting to do or double dip mines, I would end up doing the lower mine circuit just to never have to come back.
Ooh.
But it's such a what's the right word? Commitment to put yourself into.
Yeah, that'd be one. That'd be a very big gamble. There's just way too many unknowns right now. We're still looking for 4 artifacts and possibly Variasuit. Although to be fair, besides Variasuit lock locations, there's not a whole lot that can trip our runners up anymore.
Yeah, the only thing at this point is just the lack of energy, because we are
Just about.
very dry on the E-tank side of things.
No idea what that was in ventilation shaft.
Don't think Gunnar wants to go for it. Probably just missiles again. So it looks like Gunnar is going for the lower mines play. Whether he sticks it through, we shall see.
I'm very intrigued by this. I'm curious to know how this is going to play out. Alright, Central Dynamo has... missiles.
Yep.
Well, can't skip this now, so... let's start counting squares.
So Interslice is doing the ore processing climb at the moment.
Gunnar is reloading on power bombs. Oh, okay. Gunnar's gonna skip the maze. Guy has to be careful to not do too much to incite room issues here.
Yeah, if he's skipping the maze, I presume he's just going to go into all of lower mines and just clear it out.
Yeah, as long as you don't do anything to the turrets, you should be okay.
So
Yeah.
this was one of the recent changes in 2.6 of the randomizers. We removed that cutscene there.
Oh,
When
the
you lower
cutscene for
the
the
MQA.
Okay, the Metroid cutscene. I thought you were going to say they removed the crash following Central Dynamo.
Oh no. Don't know if Gunnar checked that.
Oh, whatever was in MQA, Gunnar was not interested. Gunnar having a little bit of fun with the collision. And it looks like Inner Slice is checking the... Inner Slice is checking PPC.
Yeah, I think Inner Slice is going to check to see where this elevator may go and then hope for Talon.
Yeah, I'm going to laugh if this elevator is the Talon Canyon elevator. Giggle if
Because
it's
we still
Cave.
we have 4 Talon elevators to see, so this must be one of them at some point.
I think so. Yep, it's Upper Grade Tree.
Ugh. Probably the one we didn't want to see at this end. So I think that means that Talon Canyon, Root Cave, and Crash Site all connect to Twin Fires, the other workstation, and monitor station.
I think you're right. I think we've seen all the other elevators. So yeah, all of the Talon elevators are in Magmore. The remaining ones.
That's pretty horrible.
Yes, it is. But with this equipment, Inner Slice can go ahead and check Great Tree Hall, Life Grove. So there's a nice number of checks here.
And we'll probably see Inner Slice go through Frigate to get to artifacts at this point. I don't see why you would dip back in.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you on that one, but we finally get another energy tank, as well as main power bombs in Life Grove. So finally we're seeing something different. With another E-tank.
Yeah. So it looks like Talon's probably going to be where all the E-tanks been hiding out.
Safe bet. That looks like missiles in MQB. And Gunnar's going to take another save. Probably just going to go all the way down to OP.
Yeah, nothing stopping them.
Really no reason not to, given the commitment, as you had mentioned earlier. Quite a commitment, but it unfortunately just hasn't... We have not found anything down here. Still absolutely nothing.
Fendrana and Mines being this barren is quite surprising.
Very
Not
uncommon.
even an artifact. So it's fully possible that Inner Slice might just kind of pull this back from the earlier death. The fact he took that decision to pass this.
3 energy tanks in a row in Talon. I love this seed.
Oh, first try basket, that's nice.
Very well done indeed. And Inner Slice is going to go down the other elevator back to Main Plaza.
Okay. I wonder what Inner Slice is looking for here. Probably going to take that debris elevator, I believe.
Probably.
Finally.
Be a long walk, but could do. Oh, no, wait, it's the vault elevator. Never mind.
So it looks like Gunner's going for the plasma strats and OP.
So far, pretty clean.
Yeah. fingers crossed he doesn't get struck by a pirate and miss his final shot with it.
Very nicely done.
So Inner Slice is heading into Magmoor finally. I think this is the first touch into Magmoor, and it is debris side.
Yeah, because the other workstation elevator we now know has to lead to Talon somewhere. And OP had for us missiles.
Of course he did.
Well, whatever was in workstation, Inner Slice is not going for it. I was low-key hoping for that to be an artifact.
Well, we've still got PCA.
Indeed we do.
Oh, and Gunner just rolls a little off the edge. And a frustration shot to...
I didn't see... I didn't... The elevator that Inner Slice took actually was. We'll see it on the way out. We know this is Talon. Looks like Canyon?
Canyon or Root Cave?
This
Canyon,
is Canyon, yeah.
So at the 53-ish, 55-ish mark, we are going to be finally seeing our artifact hints.
It's about time, too.
And Gunner was not rewarded in any sense of the word for his lower minds play.
So it was more missiles. Unbelievable.
Other thing you can.
Fair enough. Yeah, we haven't actually seen either of the remaining 4 artifacts either. In before one of them's just chilling here in the temple.
Nope, it's grapple.
Okay. Root Cave, anybody? In before Root Cave and Arbor Chamber both have artifacts. Fiery Shores.
Fiery Shores.
That's free. Oh, no, it's not. It needs Varia. Frigate Crash Site. Warrior Shrine, I think?
Yep.
Yeah. And... Quarantine Cave. There
Told
you go. Thardus is required.
All of Fendrana was a complete missile tank, bar the rock. I knew it, chat.
That's totally your call, by the way. I don't accept responsibility for that one.
Like, as I said, like, it was one of those things that if I was playing this seed, I would get to that point where there was literally nothing in Fendrana, and I would be worried that the rock has something.
So yeah, Thardus, Fiery Shores, Warrior Shrine. Fiery Shores and Warrior Shrine are right next to each other even, which is great. And, what was it?
And
Thardus,
Frigate
Fiery
Crash
Shores?
Site.
Frigate Crash Site. That's free.
That's what we're about to grab, yep.
So yeah,
We
we absolutely... We need Varia Suit.
Yeah.
How many...
It could be that Inner Slice might be prepping for a Variolus Magma run.
Yeah, because that could be done with 7 or 8 tanks, right? For Fiery Shore specifically?
Yeah, because it's Fiery Shores and Warrior Shrine, it could just be that you take the quarantine, not quarantine monitor station elevator and just go straight for Twin Fires. No need to dip for anything else.
We just need to find it first. Hopefully it's right here.
Well, I believe Root Cave and the Frigate Crash Site elevators have to be Monitor Station and Twin Fires at this point because we've seen everything else.
Right.
So it's all just a matter of which way they're flipped round.
Yeah, and with only 20% reduction on heat damage, it's not going to... it's going to help a little bit. I'm not sure how much damage it is per second without suits, but whatever that is, you know, we can adjust once we find out. And indeed, this is Monitor Station, so Transport Tunnel A.
Yeah. Because we are, I believe we're progressive suits, so we're 20% damage reduction at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the suits are set to progressive, 10, 20, 50.
Yeah, and it looks like Inner Slice is going for the VMR, the Hell Run.
Alright, let the games begin. This is definitely something Inner Slice would do given the circumstances. Inner Slice absolutely knows what he's doing here.
Like at this stage of the game, we're in go mode, so it's just a case of grab your 2 artifacts and then just head straight for Thardus.
Unfortunately, the other Fiery Shores artifact is in the tunnel.
Yeah, so there's artifact number 5.
And
Gunner finding Thermal.
Interesting spot for it. Come on, Varian, Biohazard Containment, let's go! Now, where does this take us to? Root Cave.
I'm actually kind of curious about that Thermal. Because logically, we require visors for progressive purposes. So Thermal would be obviously normally required to go through the front of Frigate. But I don't think Frigate Reverse has ever been a logical thing.
I would not know, unfortunately. I'm not a logic master when it comes to this game.
It's a curious one.
Indeed. Oh, just an E-Tank and Biohazard. And Air Slice is going to check Root Cave. What for, though? Varia for the resistances? Well, an energy tank certainly doesn't hurt. We've established Talon has all of them. Oh, there's Varia.
Yep, there we go.
Wait. So you had to go find one of those Talon elevators and get all the way here for Grapple Beam. Get all the way to Artifact Temple with Grapple Beam to get that Varia suit, logically.
Yep. And then
Well,
go and get
now.
your artifact.
And right after the VMR, too. So now it's just Thardus and, it's just Thardus for Inner Slice.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, it is WrestleMania weekend and we are going to the Thunderdome to fight Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh my.
He is our final artifact of the weekend.
And the fastest way to Fendrana from here would be... I think if we go from Workstation to Reflecting Pool to Thardus.
Yeah. I think that is the goal. Inner Slice has 5 artifacts, yes, ass.
Yeah, those 3 were collected very quickly. Because, yeah, they were practically right next to each other thanks to these elevators. It was pretty much a case of find Talon and then you can get Very Suit for Magmor and you're good to go. Because the game handed us Space Jump, Ice, X-Ray, and Plasma nice and early.
So Gunner is finally making it to basically landing site. So he'll be getting his hints soon enough.
Oh, Inner Slice is going out. Lava Lake led to Reflecting Pool, not Workstation. My bad. See, I was wondering why Inner Slice was going this way, but then I realized, wait. Yep. I read my list wrong.
And because of the way that magma elevators have all lined up and connected, you'll be able just to kind of shoot back out the quarantine monitor elevator and just loop back into magma to landing site. Which will be nice and comfortable.
Yeah, because shoreline leads to mine, so yeah, you would want to come back out the way you came in this case. But yeah, I would say the biggest troll of this seed has definitely been the missile-laden Fendrana and the barren mines. Because there was nothing in either of those areas except questionably ice spreader.
We did get phase
And
on certain
phase-on.
mines, so there was that.
True, and we do need that regardless, but even still, you only had to mildly dip mines for that. Meanwhile, Grignac.
Getting a nice wee power bomb off to blow the first two rocks. With Plasma Beam, this will be a fairly straightforward and quick fight.
Yeah, Thartus actually does have a weakness to Plasma Beam, so...
And our Slice and Robo-Scout are high-fiving right now, it seems.
Yeah.
And Robo-Scout a little behind on the lack of phase-on suit, sadly.
Yeah, Phazon, that's going to be a bit of a walk for... Not a walk for Roboscout, because it's only one elevator, but it's a long elevator. Yeah, ultimately, with Inner Slice picking up the last artifact here, it's not going to be too much longer, so... I would still absolutely classify this as a troll seed, just because of how barren two areas of the game were, save Phazon suit.
Yeah, definitely. Surprisingly, though, it's a short-ish seed. Or at least Inner Slice is making it short with the choice and route.
Yeah, and given where Various Suit was, the VMR ended up not really saving a tremendously large amount of time. It definitely helped a little for convenience, but turns out Varia was right around the corner. It looked like a jet, chat points out, it looks like it was a jet seed at first because what did Chozo have? Chozo had, we started with Morph Ball and Bombs. Chozo had Boost, Spider, Power Bombs, our first Power Bomb, Supers, Space Jump, all beams. And X-Ray.
Yeah, an X-Ray.
And Gravity, for that matter, if I didn't say that already. And Flamethrower right next to Plasma Beam. That was hilarious, by the way.
And there's Inner Slice grabbing his final artifact.
Gunner, meanwhile, is in Magmore without Varia.
Yeah, at this point, I think Gunner's probably narrowed down where his elevators are all connecting to, so he might be taking this back to Canyon / Cave.
Yeah, and this is actually going to give Gunner Varia suit, too, so... In fact, I don't think Inner Slice even... Did Inner Slice even check Root Cave? I don't think so.
Inner Slice did.
Oh, Inner Slice did, okay.
I think he came up the Twin Fires tunnel after the VMR, so he just climbed all the way up.
Right. Oh, and it was a power bomb. I was about to call it a burger, but that really only applies to Echoes.
Yeah, it looks like Gunnert's going to go in for the Hell Run as well. Just a shame that he's not aware that his Hell Run support system is right above his head.
Ooh, yeah, that's not going to be some news he wants to hear in the interview. The nice thing is, because it's Fiery Shores and Warrior Shrine, it's not a particularly long VMR, but even still, it's dangerous nonetheless. I don't know if Gunnard saved the ship either. To answer question in chat, Thermal Visor was in...
Hydro access tunnel.
That's the one. And chat's saying Gunnar did not save, so... Looks like it's 10 health per second without a suit. It looks like it's 8 now.
Nah, he should be fine.
Yeah, doesn't have a whole lot of time left, but enough to make do.
So long as he's heading straight across here to Monitor Station Elevator, he'll be fine. Just don't hit the puffer.
Yeah, I was a little scared about that for a second, not gonna lie.
I've been doing a lot of varialist magma runs myself as of late, so I'm kind of getting accustomed to how much health you need roughly to make these runs.
We've seen it a few times over the last couple of months in these weeklies. Varisuit has been a surprisingly stubborn item.
And our Slice just heading back to landing site to get his ship save and then head for final bosses.
Yeah, plenty of missiles, that's for sure. Although it looks like, what's Inner Slice's count? I can't tell because of the bit rate. I
He's
think it's
on
120.
90.
90?
Inner Slice has got 90. Because he skipped a lot of lower mines, it seems.
Yeah, I know Gunnard's got over 130, I think.
And so Gunnar awkwardly has a very strenuous task getting back to Fendrana from where he is. Because he either needs to go through a frigate to get to Great Tree for one of the Fendrana elevators, or at least the Chozo reflecting pool one.
Or go to Magmorph, or go to Lava Lake for the other reflecting pool elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Inner Slice on final bosses, I would say, barring a final boss disaster, this is probably his race to lose. And this is after the death earlier in Magma Pool, so very nice recovery from Inner Slice. Is going to use the traditional boost ball into Ridley strategy, and we can actually say that now because that's just about what everybody does in GameCube Prime.
Yep.
Because yeah, for some reason Ridley's vulnerable to boost ball, and it does 50,000 damage a frame.
Just missing the snipe. Ridley's going to dash around a little bit. Stretches. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, one charge so far, but otherwise Inner Slice not having a tremendously hard time with Ridley. No invincible hearts either.
He's a bit of a pushover at this stage.
Yeah. I think this is the most overpowered boost ball ever gets in the series. I don't think Prime 3 has even a cannonball function. I'm sure it won't take long for the master technicians to find out if it does.
And Gunnar is currently doing a hell run to make his way to Lava Lake elevator.
This is actually a pretty tough one because Lava Lake does double damage.
Yep. And I think he just passed up an E-tank in Triclops pit as well. I'd maybe have gone for that just for the kind of the refill and the 3 tanks he lost.
Yeah, I would say Gunnar's only got about a minute left to traverse Lava Lake completely, but it looks like he's gonna make it.
Nah.
Yeah, I think this is the last door.
Yeah, once he's through here, he's fine. Yeah, so Winter Slice climbing crater quite nicely. He's getting a little bullied by Jack and Jill, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, the local dentists aren't too happy with Samus' intrusion here. We can call that the dentist's office, right?
Considering the amount of teeth, yeah. It's always a weird thing looking at the Phazon crater and actually paying attention to its geometry.
Yeah. Interestingly, there's only a few you see some of the similarities between Prime 1 and Prime 3's impact craters for the Leviathans, because that's what this is. This is one of those Leviathans.
Yeah.
But quite a difference between later down the road.
We have Inner Slice starting his Exo fight. Hopefully doesn't get too much in the way of Rude RNG.
Yeah, with max resistance and how many tanks is Inner Slice running with? 8? Yeah, 80 tanks. I don't think Inner Slice can have too much trouble here, especially with Ice Spreader. It basically lets you skip a phase. Alright, Gunnar's about to go fight Thardus. I'm amazed that Ice Beam did not catch Inner Slice there.
And Gunnar just checking his artifacts just to double check which one he has to deal with.
Yeah, it'd be really unfortunate if it were the other way around and you fought Thardus without checking Quarantine Monitor first. It's not today, though.
Yep, so we're getting a rerun of the WrestleMania fight here. And Gunnar taking on the Big Rock. Get his final artifact and enter his go mode.
So far, Inner Slice not having the most trouble with Exo from a health perspective, but Wave is not the best form to be dealing with. I'm trying to think, to like the max extent of what the game was expecting you to do to get various suit, because it was expecting you to get to Talon, obviously, but I guess it was go from Workstation 2 to Workstation 1, and then just go all the way around.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
Just come out.
Go get Grapple Key from Artifact Temple, and that would put Root Cave and Arbor Chamber into logic. Yikes.
The thing is, I think we could have got to Varia very early, because once we got the Ice Beam, the debris elevator was open to us.
That is true.
Both our runners just chose to push out the back end of Chozo into Fendrana, over into Mines. So they just got caught up in that kind of loop.
Yeah, and then it's just unfortunate that Fendrana had absolutely nothing.
It was one E-tank, one ice spreader, one artifact, and the rest were missiles.
Yeah, I don't know how many items are infant on a total. I know Chozo's the most dense out of all of them, but even still. Looks like still not having too much trouble so far with Exo. Isn't subchamber 4, so anything goes here.
Yep.
Definitely don't want to get hit with those things. Those deal well over close to a full energy tank of damage.
And there we go, Exo is down. Straight on to Essence, getting some calamari on the go, hopefully.
Never been one for aquatic-related foods, to be perfectly honest.
And there we go, and Gunner getting his last artifact. He just needs to traverse the horrible setup of elevators.
Yeah, besides Stardust, the artifacts were in relatively nice spots. The elevators were the troll today, for sure. 3 Talon elevators in Magmore. Oh, looks like Inner Slice got pool skipped.
Yep.
So he's going to try and delay the attack process a little more, but it doesn't look like it proceeded a whole lot.
Yeah, it looks like Exo was just a little too close to our carcass.
Yeah, it was a little too far to the right at the time. Yeah, doing this without thermal's not brilliant, but the good news is the Wise is going to switch over to regular after. Yeah, looks like Gunner is going to go back through Lava Leg again, but just going to take a safety save beforehand for, which I think is the double damage, just in case.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm of the same mentality of save as much as you can, because you never know. Not as much as you can, but generally often.
Considering they just took out our boss, he'd rather not want to re-fight it.
Oh, yeah.
And Slice making his way through the final pool of Essence, and he's about to finish up.
And that will do it. Inner Slice finishes this race in first place with an official race time GG time of 1:21.08.
Congrats to Enter Slice on that one, especially after the little hiccup earlier on in the race.
Indeed, we'll see if he will join us for an interview.
Gunner will be taking this monitor station elevator. Oh, and he gets bounced by one of the turrets.
Health is looking pretty good for Gunnar, so plenty of time to climb back up if need be.
Yeah. It's just one of those things when you get bounced around a little too much and you hit the lava, you kind of start going, oh dear.
Yeah, is navigating around the horn-sounding pistons. Those pistons sound like honky horns, and Inner Slice joins us in the booth. GG to you.
And Gunner makes it out nicely. There we go. Back off the Talon he goes.
Looks like
Sorry,
you're
I was muted. Thank you for the GG. Those are some bad elevators in that seed.
Yeah, the elevators were a mess today. How about that Baron Fendrana, huh? Besides Thardus?
Yeah, the one thing I decided to skip.
The one thing both of you decided to skip.
Yeah. I pretty much never
Yeah,
do Thardus unless it's a last resort or I have an artifact hint for it.
So yeah, Gunnar ended up, the difference between the two of you is that up until Mines, you both took about the same route. You had that Death in Magma Pool, but after that, Gunnar decided to full clear Mines, go all the way down to lower Mines, fight OP. Absolutely nothing but missiles besides the PPC energy tank.
Dang.
So that's what let you kind of pull ahead, because you busted out at PPC.
Yeah. Once I found that phase on suit, I was like, I just need to get my artifact hints right now.
Yeah, Gunnar took the gamble that there would be more goodies down below, just not the case.
Yeah.
and considering the situation with Fendrana being completely barren bar an artifact and an E-tank, logic, or at least probability, was kind of saying to you there's got to be something in lower mines. But that was pretty barren as well.
Even upper mines didn't have much besides the phase on suit.
No, it did not. Shoutouts to the hottest dynamo on record.
Plasma beam followed up by a nice little flamethrower on top.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, we had some fun with that comedy. Talon loaded with energy tanks. Gunnar picked up an extra. I think Gunnar picked up a couple extra energy tanks on the way out of Magmorn.
Yeah, that magma pool death I took was pretty bad. I mean, I should have just peeked at it with X-ray. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the only major power-ups you were missing were Thermal, which we saw in Hydro Access Tunnel, and Wave Buster, which we're now seeing on your screen, is Shore Tunnel.
Yeah. You know, actually, I walked past that. I thought it was an E-tank.
It was about the same color.
Yeah. That Barry was in a pretty funny spot, actually, after I just finished doing a hell run for all my artifacts.
Yeah, it's about as rude of a spot as having Screw Attack in Torvus Lagoon. Although I consider that just to be insulting more than anything.
It was quite an interesting little loop that those artifacts kind of gave us, though. Because obviously, by the looks of the way the logic might have been building, was to go into Root Cave, get your various suit, go down, do your loop for your artifacts, and come out crash site.
Yeah.
But you obviously chose to go the other way around. Thankfully, the artifacts weren't too spread apart in Magma that you could do a nice, wee, easy just collection on the way.
Yeah, that was a very stacked Chozo too. It gave you started with Morph Ball and Bomb, so it gave you Gravity, Power Bombs, Boost, Spider, Super, Space Jump, all beams.
Yeah.
Flamethrower, I guess. Yeah, that was a very stacked Chozo. Not the most I've seen, but definitely stacked.
This could have been like 10 minutes shorter if I had just done Thardus at the first chance I got, but it usually doesn't work out, so I don't think that's like a huge mistake.
I was saying, as everyone, because like both you and Gunnar both kind of done the same play, skipping Thardus, doing everything else. I was kind of saying that I would feel really anxious leaving Thardus behind, considering how barren the rest of Fendrana actually was. There needed to be something there. It seems like it did kind of kick in that way.
Especially with the elevators, Thardus was like the farthest possible place away from Artifact Temple.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It didn't help that you had to go all the way to Lava Lake to get back to Reflecting Pool either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very unkind set of elevators, considering we had a closed loop between Fendrana into Mines.
Oh no, Gunnar just fell down the dentist's office.
He's going to have to pull himself back up onto the chair.
I see Gunnard has thermal visors, so that must mean he went through Frigate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gunnar actually doesn't have Vary either, so Gunnar went to Artifact Temple straight from Root Cave and didn't bother checking Arbor Chamber before doing the VMRs to get the Magmor artifacts, and then do it again to get to back to Talon.
Yeah, after I picked up my Magmar artifacts, I really wanted to just do another hell run to the Lava Lake elevator to just get a shortcut through Thardus, but I was kind of worried with my health because Lava Lake does double damage.
It does, yes.
But luckily I found that E-Tank and then that Darius hit right after.
Yeah, there was an E-Tank in Triclops pit as well. We saw from Gunnar kind of passing it. So
I
I
checked that on my way out too. On my way back to Artifact Temple, just on the hopes it was like thermal or something. But yeah, it would have definitely been possible with 7 or 8 tanks.
Yeah, both of you had excellent VMRs today. Neither of you messed those up.
Gunnar just making his way through the Exo.
Were you considering Flogra and Ghosts after picking up super missiles?
Not really. I usually put those off too, as long with ours.
Fair enough.
Looks like our other runners are not far off. Robo's in Subchamber 2, probably going into 3 now. And Ops on Ridley.
Yeah, so they're all wrapping up. They've all at least solved the seed.
It's a pretty linear seed, in my opinion.
It was very linear. It was basically go through Chozo, get everything, take the workstation elevators to get to Talon and get Grapple, and then very soon then just get your artifacts. And besides, the only major detour was Phazon Suit in Storage Depot A. That's about it. And that was a detour because you had to go all the way to Shorelines.
Yeah, having Phendrana and Mines tied together like that is always bad.
Snub Hour IGT, very nice.
It was a pretty fast seed overall.
Didn't feel like it, but I guess it was.
It really sped up once we saw the remaining artifacts and the fact that we weren't really hunting for anything particularly crazy. Once it felt slow through going through Phendrana just because, you know, again, Phendrana drifts Missile Emporium.
Mm-hmm. And I was at like 45 minutes in and still didn't have hints.
Yeah, hints were very, very late today.
Yeah, I think there was a logical route at the beginning. Once you got your Ice Beam, you had access to Workstation. That was your initial elevator.
Yeah.
You could have gone through there, but because of the way your elevators from Far Chozo linked into Fen, linked into Mines, you just ended up getting taken so far away from them.
Gunnar taking full advantage of that ice spreader. I think the biggest source of comedy for the day is still the boiling hot dynamo.
It's your flamethrower kit.
Everything you need for fried calamari.
Pretty much. Well, while Gunnar is wrapping up this EXO fight, we do have some other announcements regarding Prime Randomizer for the next couple of weeks. For Echo's Randomizer, we are wrapping up the 2021 tournament tomorrow, in fact, if I can just get the schedule page up. Aaron Explosives and Diceron are going to have back-to-back matches on Monday afternoon. Depending on if the situation calls for a second one, yeah. Meanwhile, our Echoes Weeklies are also starting to be restreamed again. We skipped yesterday because the schedule was a little booked, so we should be back next week, though. But yeah,
I was worried we wouldn't get this one. But okay, we could squeeze it in.
Yeah, that was a good. That was a great Echoes. That was a very fun Echoes seed yesterday.
Yeah.
But yes, folks, one turn tomorrow is the conclusion of the tournament. That is not a good spot for Essence to be right now.
No. Yeah,
Ooh,
it's
just
okay.
barely in front. Yeah, Essence decided to lean forward there, just barely.
If I was in this position, I would try and coax Essence out of the way a little bit, just in case. So I think she's backed up a little too close now.
Yep.
Dang.
Well,
Yeah, you had a full skip as well too in the slice.
Yeah. Luckily, it was pretty early, and it was during my thermal phase when I didn't have thermal visor.
Yeah, that's true. In Gunnar's case, Gunnar has a double lead. That's not good. Okay, that's a good spot.
yeah. Essence is sat on top of him.
Yeah, this is the polar opposite end of the room, though, so that should be a safe position. And it looks like Gunnar's just going to fire the whole thing, going to leave Essence with just a sliver.
So it looks like Roboscout also finished up.
Yep, official race time, GG time of 1:33.54. And with a point-blank shot to the face, Essence goes down for Gunnar. Gunnar will finish with an official race time, GG time of 1:35.52. That will be good for third place.
And GG's to Gunnar.
Did Gunnar get marked as done? I think that's what triggered the invite.
Just did, yes.
Cool.
Oh,
Hello.
Welcome, Gunnar.
GG.
GG.
GG's. Oh, that was rough.
Yeah, it was. Specifically the elevators.
Yeah. I really should not have skipped Artist first time through Fendrana.
You know, you both skipped Artist the first time through Fendrana.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And turns out he was guarding an artifact.
Yeah.
The difference between the two of you actually was pretty much up until that Fendrana dive. You two both had pretty much the same route. You, Gunnar, chose to full clear mines. Innerslice broke out of PPC.
Yeah, I see. The problem with that situation, right, is at that point we had like basically the full game available, right? So it's a big question of is this actually going to be relevant or not? And I didn't have a power bomb to get into PPC anyway, so I figured I'd just go for it. And obviously it didn't pan out, so.
Yeah, you also went through how barren Fendrana was, so your probability was kind of playing a little bit on your side as well. The mines had to at least have something a little more than the phase on.
Yeah, honestly, after Fendrana was basically empty, I figured I was basically out of the running. I was just banking on phase on suit being important enough. Ugh.
Yeah, that's the other thing we want to talk about. So you did a lot of VMRs today, which props to you. You handled those flawlessly, but Varia was kind of right on top of you.
Yeah, I kind of figured it would be, but I also knew at that point that I had more than enough health to not care. So I just didn't bother looking for it.
I found it after my first VMR.
Yeah, I see it. I see it was an Arbor Chamber. I considered going in Arbor Chamber, but like I said, I had so much health that it just didn't seem like it was worth the commitment.
Yeah, you did cut it pretty close after your second trip through on your way back from Thardis. I think you were down to 150 health when you got through Transport Tunnel A.
That was actually the first VMR, I think.
Okay.
The second one I had like 40 tanks.
And I think, what the logic was actually, we figured this out a bit just a little while ago, but the logic was expecting you to get Ice Beam out of Crossway, and then that was your way to Talon via the workstation elevators.
Mm-hmm.
And because from there you can go get Grapple Beam, and then, because where did the other workstation elevator take you?
Came out in Canyon, I believe.
Canyon, that's right. Yeah, so that leads you to Grapple Beam, that lets you do Root Cave Arbor Chamber, and then you can get all the Magmore checks. Although, to be fair, Magmore had nothing besides 2 artifacts.
Yeah. Well, it did have Wave Buster if you wanted.
If you wanted. Neither of you picked it up, though.
No.
But shoutouts to the hottest dynamo on record.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, Chozo was pretty stacked today.
It's not often
basically walking out.
Yeah, it's not often we get all ball upgrades before 10 minutes.
Yeah, he was pretty loaded in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that's what made routing such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Chozo ended up having all ball upgrades, gravity, all beams, supers, and space jump.
Yeah, he basically got dragged to the very end with a breadcrumb trail.
Yeah, right when I got to Hall of the Elders, I was thinking about, like, okay, what are my options? And then I realized, oh, everything is my option. How am I going to route this? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say my only real mistake was skipping Thardis. Because even by the logic I was running, I should not have skipped it, because it could have, in logic, been Varia suit. But with seeds as open as this, it's hard to say, really.
Yeah,
I took a death in Magma Pool, which cost me like 5 minutes because I had to redo Zoid.
Yikes.
Yeah, but then the difference before was, again, Innerslice breaking out of mines at PPC.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, you two both played brilliantly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'd say this one definitely came down to luck of the draw. There were, once again, other than skipping Thardis, I don't think there were really any wrong decisions, per se. Just because most things were in logic, as far as we were aware, so.
Yeah,
everybody... I think on you go.
I was just going to say, everybody racing has solved the seed already. Op has finished with a time of 1:42.02, so that's everybody in this race today has finished.
All things considered, this was actually a fairly fast one.
Especially fast if you didn't get bamboozled by the Baron Fendrana.
Yeah. Although Ice Spreader was nice, at least.
It was, yes.
When I remembered I had it.
Yeah, Ice Spreader's nice to have for the end.
Yeah, I think the worst part about this seed was probably just your elevator connections, because of the closed loop and how much of Magma are connected with Talon itself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there anything else you gentlemen want to say before we close out today?
Not really.
Yeah. GG's Inner Slice, I guess.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah. Hopefully I get better luck next time.
Well, you will certainly have your chance next week. We will be back here for our next race in the Prime Randomizer Weeklies, which should be an odd weekly setting. So landing site start, random elevators.
Vanilla elevators.
And with that also being said, once again, we would like to remind you folks that tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be concluding the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Randomizer 2021 tournament with DCR versus Aaron Explosive in what could be a doubleheader depending on how that plays out. So we invite you folks to join us for that. And also, we want to shout out both of our runners. Please give them both a follow. Innerslice and Gunnert put on an amazing show for you here this afternoon. We also want to shout out Sasquatch, our amazing tracker today, who has done a great job pressing all the buttons, making sure everybody knows who has what. For some reason, the runner command is having a bad day. And Ginger Chris, thank you so much for joining me in the booth today.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Captain.
Yeah, thank you guys for your commentary. Great as always.
Thank you. And with that said, folks, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you next mission.
See ya.
Good night.
See ya.